Assalamualaikum to the one whom we respect and love is our project lecturer, Dr. Ali, and my fellow friends. Today, our group will present on financial ratio for assignment fin 410. We decide on the logistic industry to give an overview to our group. We chosen Tiong Logistic and Ancom Logistic company for this project. So, for our group consists of 3 members only. First, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Nurul Syafiqah binti Abdul Aziz, and the other friends of mine is Nurul Ain binti Rafi'i, and last one is Nur Shazin Zulaika binti Zulkifli. Here is our table of content that we will present today. First, we go to company background. For Tiong, the group expansion began in 1978 when Tiong became an incorporated enterprise. In 1992, they extended their reach across Malaysia's border into Singapore and Thailand. Since then, Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam and China, the new economic center of the world, have been added to their trucking and warehousing network. At present, they are proud to have a fleet of over 1,500 trucks and a workforce of over 13,000 employees to meet the needs of their customer across the region. They also embrace the power of integrations to enhance their development. This simple yet effective idea has seen their growth from a mere transportation business to one that now provides full integrated logistics service, which include provisions of warehouse space coupled with warehouse management service, trucking delivery, cross-border transport, container haulage, heavy transportations, as well as last-mile delivery for e-commerce companies. Ever since they listing on the Bursa Malaysia in 1992, Tiong Logistic Holding Berhad has consistently ridden high on Bursa Malaysia. This is testament to the confidence they have successfully instilled in their both customer and investor, and is a distinction they seek to preserve in the year to come. Next is Ancom Logistic Berhad was incorporated in Malaysia on 14 April 1966 under the Company Ordinances 1940 until 1946 as a private limited company under the name of Tamco Electrical Engineering Company Limited. It changed its name to Tamco Electrical Engineering Company Sdn Berhad on 14 April 1966, Tamco Caterhammer Sdn Berhad on 19 May 1975, and Tamco Corporated Holdings Sdn Berhad on 9 November 1995. It was converted to a public company, changed its name to Tamco Cooperative Holding Berhad on 15 January 2003 and was listed on the then Nasdaq market of Bursa Malaysia Security Berhad on 9 July 2004. Tamco was involved in the design, manufacture, supply, installations, commission, and maintenance of switch gear equipment and system for power distributions and motor control. It has operations in Malaysia, China, Indonesia, and Australia. It was also involved in trading and construction of electrical engineering product and system integration business in Malaysia, Hong Kong, and Singapore.
Company background for Tiong Logistic Holding Berhad. Tiong Logistic Holding Berhad is one of the leading integrated logistics service provider with a history dating back to 1975. The company has established itself as a key player in the logistics industry by offering comprehensive logistics solutions including transportation, warehousing, distribution and freight forwarding service. For the Ancom Logistic Berhad, Ancom Logistic Berhad is a part of the Ancom Group. Devastation conglomerate involved in the industry, chemical, logistic and polymer engineering. Ancom Logistic focus on providing logistic service within Malaysia, complementing its parent company border industry activities.
First, we go to the first financial ratio. Is it liquidity ratio? In liquidity ratio, we have net working capital, quick ratio, and current ratio. First, we go to net working capital. The graph and table show a comparison of Tiong Logistic and Ancom Logistic net working capital. The graph shows that Ancom Logistic is often higher than Tiong Logistic. Tiong Logistic had the lowest net working capital in the first year of our research, that is in 2019, is compared to other years. The graph for the year 2020 show an increasing in Tiong Logistic net working capital. In 2021, net working capital increased, but in 2022, the graph showed dropping again until 2023. For Ancom Logistic net working capital was 9,736 in 2019, and the graph show continuous decrease from 2020 until 2023. The amount in 2020 was 7,812, while in 2021 it was 6,998. From 2022 to 2023, the result is negative for both years. Next, we go to Tiong Logistic and Ancom Logistic current ratio. The table and the graph shown above that Tiong Logistic had the lowest current ratio during a 5-year period, while Ancom Logistic had the highest current ratio from 2019 to 2023. In Tiong, it began at 0.98 times in 2019 and drops to 0.93 times in 2020. However, Tiong current ratio grew to 1.11 times in 2021. It is making highest in the 5-year period. However, in 2022, the quantity drops to 0.96 times, and in 2023, the amount again dropped to 0.72 times only. For Ancom Logistic Berhad, in 2019 had the largest current ratio at 2.03 times. However, this number drops to 1.78 times in 2020, and then to 1.44 times in 2021. But the total number began growing in 2022 at a rate of 1.51 times, and it increased again at the rate 1.87 times in 2023 as well. So the last one for liquidity ratio, we have quick ratio. From the table and graph above, we will see Tiong Logistic 2019 quick ratio is 0.48 times, and 2020 we will see 0.68 times increase in the quick ratio. The quick ratio drops in 2021, this time from 0.68 to 0.66 times. In 2022, quick ratio declined to 0.5 times, and in 2023, they eventually increased to 0.54 times. At every 1 ringgit in current liability, the organization has 1 ringgit in current assets. According to Ancom Logistic Bursa Malaysia report, a financial statement for position from 2019 to 2023 lack any information for inventory.
Assalamualaikum and have a good day everyone. My name is Nurul Ain binti Rafi'i. I will be presenting about leverage ratio. Leverage ratio is a measure of how much a business relies on debt to finance its assets and operation. It also shows the proportion of business capital that come from debt and its ability to pay off those debt if needed. It is used by investor and creditor to evaluate the risk and solvency of a business. Okay, for Tiong Logistic and Ancom Logistic, there are two types leverage ratio. The first one is debt ratio, and the second one is debt to equity ratio. Okay, for the debt ratio, we can see that Tiong Logistic has been relatively high throughout the period, indicating significant leverage. The increase in 2023 to 65.40% suggests heightened financial risk due to increased reliance on debt financing. Consistently high debt ratio imply that Tiong Logistic may face higher financial risk and potential challenges in servicing its debt obligation. The debt ratio for Ancom Logistic has been much lower compared to Tiong Logistic, indicating a more conservative and stable financial position. The significant reduction in 2023 to 34.83% demonstrate effective debt management and a stronger balance sheet, reducing financial risk and enhancing financial stability. Okay, for the debt to equity ratio, we can conclude that Tiong Logistic has generally been high, indicating significant reliance on debt financing. The increase in 2023 to 189.02% suggests heightened financial risk due to increased debt. The company should consider strategies to reduce its debt level to improve its financial stability and reduce the risk associated with high leverage. While for Ancom Logistic, the debt to equity ratio has been much lower compared to Tiong Logistic, indicating a more balanced approach between debt and equity financing. The significant reduction in 2023 to 53 and 45% demonstrates effective debt management and a stronger equity position, which reduce financial risk and enhance financial stability.
Profitability ratio. First, gross profit margin, calculated as a revenue minus good of sold / revenue. This ratio indicates how much of each dollar of revenue is retained as a group profit after accounting for the cost directly associated with the product, good and service. Second, operating profit margin. This ratio, operating income / revenue, show what percentage of revenue is left over after deducting operating expenses such as wage, rent and utilities. Third, the net profit margin. This is the most commonly referenced profitability ratio, calculated as a net / revenue, which indicate the percent of revenue remain as a profit after all expenses, including tax and interest, have been deducted. Return of asset for year 2019 until 2023 for Tiong and Ancom. Okay, for 2019, Tiong is return for asset is 0.03 and Ancom is 1.58%. For year 2020, on Tiong is 0.11% and for Ancom is 1.27%. And 2021, for Tiong is 0.55% and for Ancom is 2.60%. For year 2022, Tiong is 0.29% and for the Ancom negative 1.28%. For year 2023 is for Tiong 1.07% and for Ancom is 1.13%. For return on asset for Tiong Group and Ancom for year 2019 and 2023. Okay, for 2019, for the Tiong Group got 0.03% and for Ancom is 1.58%. So, for the Ancom Group is more higher than Tiong. 2020, 0.11% and Ancom is 1.27%. For 2021, 0.55% and for Ancom is 2.60%. And 2022, for Tiong is 0.29% and for the Ancom decreasing to negative 1.28%. And for the 2023, Tiong Group is 1.07% and for Ancom is 1.13%. So based on the graph, you can see the differences between Ancom and Tiong Group. But in 2022, Ancom will got a negative 1.28 because the return of asset is not higher than expected. Return to equity. for Tiong Group and Tiong Ancom in year 2019 until 2023. For Tiong Logistic, 1.52% on year 2019, and for Ancom is 6.24%. For year 2020, for Tiong is 1.79%, and for Ancom is 6.81%. So difference between two is Ancom is more good for return to equity. But 2021, Tiong is 2.61%, and for Ancom is 7.55%, and 2022 for Tiong is 2.09%, and for Ancom is 0.88%. On 2022, Ancom Logistic is decreasing to 0.88%, and for year 2023, Tiong Logistic reached to 4.38%, and Ancom Logistic reached increasing to 4.23%. Based on this one, you can see the differences between Tiong and Ancom Logistic for return to equity. Recommendation for Tiong Logistic and Ancom Logistic. So first, implement strategy to reduce debt levels such as paying down existing debt, improving operational efficient, or raising equity capital. Second one, maintain the current conservative approach to leverage, focusing on sustain or future reducing the debt of ratio.
Okay, the conclusion is Tiong Logistics should aim reduce its debt ratio to improve its financial health, while Ancom Logistics should maintain or further improve its low debt ratio to sustain its strong financial position.